Got a package in today. AccurateDiesel.com sent me this brand of stuff here. Got a new controller and 8 glow plugs, all for $146. And normally, if you go to Shucks for that piece right there, it's $200 just by itself. Pretty cool. These glow plugs here are also not your standard plug either. These are a man's plug right here. These are made for the U.S. military. Dual coil inside rather than just one, so it can flow the power better without burning out. Self-regulating. These will not blow at the end or melt off or anything, because if you buy some cheap Autolite ones and you have the tip of this fall off because it gets too hot, you're going to be replacing that whole engine. So it's a good idea not to screw around when it comes to these kind of things, and that's exactly what we are not wanting to do. So went and bought myself a little 3/8 deep thin wall socket to take these glow plugs out. Also, as you can see, I have the glow plug wiring harness out. Kind of a little bit of a pain, but we're going to be cleaning all these connectors up. And also, a good thing to check is there's fusible links on each one of these wires here. So we're going to be getting our meter out and testing continuity throughout the wires, making sure those fusible links are still fine. Don't be afraid to take this wiring harness off. A lot of people will be afraid to do it because, oh, you're going to get the plugs messed up, this snap. These plugs will only plug into what they're meant for. They're cut to length, so if you get them mixed up, then you've done something wrong. The only bad part is taking off this back ground wire. Kind of a pain to get to because it's all the way on the back of the block. So all the way back there, and there's the old controller, and that's going to be the fun part, trying to get that out and take it out. So we're going to try. You could also run into some problems like I did. I had to break the end of this one off just to get it out. Carbon builds up at the end of this, and it was stuck. I was worried that the end here was bloated up from getting too hot or whatnot, but fortunately it was just carbon on there. So that's the stakes you have to do. Let some carbon fall off, loose powder shit down in there now, and hopefully it doesn't cause a problem when we start it. But you can expect to run into problems like this, especially if you have a truck that, I'm sure these are the original glow plugs from all the way back in 1985. For the second cylinder in, this is the front, that's the second, and then the second one on this side. You can pretty much expect to have to get something like this, a little swivel end on it, in order to do it, because they are just in the wrong place with all the injector lines to get down there with an actual just straight rod. So you will have to get something like this if you want to take those ones out. Now once you have all those loosened, go ahead and take them out one at a time, just to make sure stuff doesn't fall in there that you don't want falling in there, you know. Take the old one out, set it to the side, it's junk now. Take your new one, just put just a little bit of anti-seize on, not too much now, just enough to get it circulated through there. Anti-seize will help keep them from seizing, just like the name sounds, when trying to take them back out in the future. Very good stuff. Recommend you use them on almost any bolt that's going to get hot. This is also used for spark plugs. And it's really good stuff. Keeps it from, literally just like what the name says, seizing up to where you can't get them back out in the future And that just ain't no fun, because then you gotta do some major surgery to try to figure it out to get it back out. And go ahead and do that to each one as you go through. There you go. All 8 of the old ones. All junky. So now that we have all new ones of those in, now we get to do my favorite job of doing that glow plug controller in the middle of your screen right there. It's behind that hose. So I have to find an open-end wrench or something to get around that and get it off. I decided to shut the camera off on the rest of that just because I was getting a little bit aggravated with this thing. As you can see, I had to maul the crap out of it just to get it off. Alrighty, there's that hole where the old one went. Slip this if I can see where I'm putting shit at. Oh my. Okay. Oh my goodness. Okay, so that's threaded in. Now I have the luxury of trying to tighten it down without screwing it up like when I was taking the old one out. Now that you have that tightened in there, go ahead and let it sit there for a while. It even says on the plastic part of it there to let the glow plug controller be bolted into the block for at least 10 minutes before you attach anything to it. This way it just becomes used to the temperature and stuff like that, I guess. If you just immediately hook it up and not let it get used to where it's at, it could fail to make the glow plugs turn on. So we don't want to have that happen, or else this would have all been a big, huge waste of money and time. Alrighty, now we're going to set our meter to ohms to check continuity for all the fusible links on these glow plugs. What you want to do is take the main plug-in that's going to be on the right next to the passenger side valve cover. Each orange wire on it does one side. One does the driver's side, one does the passenger side for the glow plugs. So, without knowing, we're going to stick one end in the plug-in like that. And hopefully we've selected the right side. And if I get my finger out of the way of the camera, oh my gosh. Just push it in there like that. And then as you can see, 0.1, 2, 9. So there's connection from that to the glow plug. So you know that that glow plug is going to get current to it. And I've already done the test on all of them. They all check out. So our wiring harness for the glow plug system is set. And we'll put it back on the motor now.
Bang, boom.